Have you seen this team? Chances are you have, and it's for a good reason. This has recently become the meta team for pushing content beyond your power as a free-to-play. Let me show you how it works and some variations so you can get the most out of it if you're going to use it. This is a hyper carry style team. It's built around Cecia, and if you're unfamiliar with the hyper carry team, it works by stacking buffs onto one unit, banking on their damage to carry you through the stage. In the primary variation you're seeing here, we're playing Cecia at the front right. Seems odd at first, but don't worry. The goal of this team is to keep her alive long enough to get her summon off, so he can be the frontline tank. Cecia, as I'm sure you're aware, excels at dealing damage and is great at CCing enemies. But an important part of this from my own experience and from what I've frequently seen in replays is that Cecia is ascended at least once to Legendary. The main reason for this is proficiency. What is proficiency? It's the overall effectiveness of your character's skills compared to your enemies. This little number, in a mirror match, on average determines who would win. In saying this, I've had great success using her to push through AFK stages, arena, and the story just by bumping her up one tier. You get a copy of her for free anyway, and if you have the arena tokens, you can buy an additional copy and get her all the way to Legendary right away. Based on my own experience, this is all I'm going to recommend you do, unless you really love Cecia and want to max her out. Then you do you. After placing Cecia in this front right spot, up next is Rowan. He is this team's flex slot, and he is going to be placed behind her as he's going to fill her full of energy so she can ult as soon as possible. He's also going to be providing a couple potions of healing so the entire party can stay alive until Cecia summons her tank. On the adjacent side from Cecia, we're going to be placing Antandra. She's a fantastic 8-level tank, and at the start of the battle, she's going to place a shield on Cecia. Alongside with her ult, she'll be able to taunt enemies off of Cecia back onto herself. Behind Antandra is Koko. Now, for me, this unit came out of nowhere, and I hadn't even tried her out until this team comp, and oh my god, she is incredible. Koko is able to heal the weakest ally, give them a little attack percent boost every 10 seconds globally. She also is able to chuck a spear, increases the damage the enemy takes for like 10%, alongside stunning all the enemies in front of her for 3 seconds, which is great for slowing down these melee enemies that run up on the team. But the meat and potatoes of her whole kit is her ultimate. She gives the entire team a 45 to 55% damage reduction, some life drain, and some more attack percent for 12 seconds. Once this 12 seconds is up, it explodes, dealing all the damage negated as true damage back to the characters. This pretty much allows her to front load the defensiveness of the entire team, buying enough time for healing, tanking, and Cecia to get her ult off. In a way, the heart of this team, and unfortunately a massive crutch if you do not have him, is Smokey. He acts as the beating heart at the center of this whole comp, healing everyone while granting some attack as well. When he ults, he's going to be healing them even more, and eventually he will be giving Cecia and the whole party some much appreciated haste. In particular, Cecia has a passive that benefits from haste and how quickly she's attacking. And before I forget, it's important to make sure you're using the Iron Wall spell artifact. This gives Cecia even more tankiness, energy regeneration, and haste. That's the main composition. You've got a bunch of defensiveness stacked onto Cecia, 3 sources of healing, some energy generation, setting her up to tank everything, drop her summon on the enemies whilst wiping the stage with her great damage. You may have noticed that this is an almost all Maulers team, and there's no harm in leaning into this more if the situation fits it. If you need more damage, you can swap Rowan for Odie. You won't be getting your ultimate online as quick, and you won't have that emergency healing, but this will add a great amount of damage output to the party if you do need it. If you need more tankiness and time to get the team online, you can also swap Cecia into the backline and place Brutus in front of Cecia. This man, with all the defensive stacks mentioned before and his 5 seconds of immunity, can sometimes cheese through stages that have been popping your Cecia off the rip instantly. As mentioned before, Rowan is our flexed unit, so you don't have to swap him with Brutus or Odie. If you have a highly ascended character you love, like Eren or Thorin, you can throw them in instead of Rowan and almost always find success because of the amount of proficiency those characters are going to have as well. That's everything I wanted to cover in this video. If you haven't seen my video from last week about the avoidable mistakes and thousands of diamonds I missed, you can find it on my channel here. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.